Today, I'm going to show you the top common mistakes that foreign travelers make at Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. Hiroshima is an internationally known tourist destination. 70 million people visit each year. There's a lot to see in the city, but if you're not well prepared, you're not going to be able to fully experience what Hiroshima offers to you. This video will increase your chances to enjoy the trip a lot more. So stay tuned until the end. Common mistake number 1. Don't be too excited at some places. The whole of Hiroshima city is like a tourist attraction with a beautiful Shinto shrine and amazing local cuisine of okonomiyaki and oysters. But in some places, it's not a good idea to get hyped like in Shibuya, Tokyo, or Dotonbori, Osaka. Most visitors to Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park have serious motivations for sure. Especially on the anniversary of August 6, people are all serious at the place of worship and altar, whether they come from the city or abroad. Don't be too excited to take selfies with your friends. The A-bomb affected everyone in the city, and its shadow is still enormous. A-bomb survivors, their families, grandchildren, and people from all over the world come to this place to wish for world peace. Certain types of behavior hurt them emotionally a lot. At least, you have to look respectful. Common mistake number 2. Don't wake up late. Let's get into the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. The entrance fees are only 200 yen or $1.30. There's a line before the exhibition section. I can't see very well. Too many people. If you try to see more going along the exhibitions, it takes a lot more time. It's a famous human shadow. The person evaporated in 1 second in the 4,000 degrees Celsius heat wave. The body blocks the powerful light ray for 1 second. As a result, only the shadow remained. If it's not this crowded, I can go watch everything in 30 minutes. I think it takes 2 hours to do that. This is a part of over-tourism in Japan. Last year, 1.5 million foreign travelers came to Hiroshima City, which is larger than city's populations. There are also more visitors from all over Japan. I think 99% of the people here are from other countries. The museum should limit the number of visitors. There's a solution to this. It opens at 7:30 a.m., so try to come before 9 a.m. so that you can spend more time going around other sites. Common mistake number 3. Don't believe what the government says. The actual number of A-bomb victims is from 140,000 to 160,000, which most people don't disagree with. But don't think it's right. The government counts the death tolls only until the end of 1945, the year when the A-bomb was dropped in August. They didn't count the casualties after 1945. So many people kept dying from atomic bomb-related diseases like cancer, heart stroke, and more for years after the war. A lot died from leukemia. People say Hiroshima was not the only city where people died from bombings. All major cities like Tokyo and Osaka suffered a lot. In fact, the impact on Hiroshima was enormous. 160,000 people died in the first 5 months after the bombing. Back then, the city's population was only 350,000, meaning the bomb affected everyone. The nuclear warhead of today is 1,000 as powerful as the first A-bomb, making a nuclear war impossible. Common mistake number 4. Don't miss a free tour guide. Visit things that you should not miss at Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. There are always tour guides available for you in Japanese or English. They don't charge anything or even tip. It's organized by volunteers. Today, most tourists with guides are from abroad. I don't know if they speak languages other than English. The tour is 1 hour. You can arrange it if you have a busy schedule. They give the basic knowledge about the A-bomb, a bit more than you read in Wikipedia. They volunteer to pass down the tragic stories to younger generations from all over the world. I don't think these are A-bomb survivors. Still, many of them are children of that generation. So, I think you feel something emotional that an audio guide will never offer. It was a miracle that the A-bomb dome was not completely destroyed. Even the latest science can't explain why the frames of the building survived the blast and the heat. The most likely theory is like this. First, it was a pretty modern structure made of steel and concrete, which is not common yet in Japan. Some say the dome roof was made of copper that melted at lower temperatures than iron, meaning the roof melted in a second with only its iron flames left. That made the blast come through the building smoothly, leaving the frames standing there. It's also estimated that the building was able to resist the blast, which came down just above it. In the 60s, A-bomb dome faced another crisis. In fact, it was about being demolished by the authority. The city of Hiroshima was not willing to preserve it as a war memorial because it cost too much to keep the wreckage, which was about to fall apart. Some citizens petitioned to remove the building in the heart of the city because it gave them flashbacks each day. The 1960s was a time of recovery for the Japanese economy. It looked like there would be a nice modern building sooner or later. But a letter from a young high school student changed everything. She had long suffered from leukemia, and before she died, she wrote she really wanted the A-bomb dome preserved because that would be the only one that could tell the tragedy to the next generation. This message ignited a grassroots movement among young students who shared the same idea with her. They went out to the street and tried to raise funds to preserve the building. Some of them made 1,000 paper cranes that were believed to heal serious illness. The movement expanded out of the city and became nationwide. The Japanese public came to pay attention to the city's decision. In 1966, the city council finally made a resolution to preserve the A-bomb dome. So, what happened on the ground here between 1945 and 1966? My guide told me it was a kind of vacant lot where kids hang out. Common mistake number 5. Don't miss the secret spot. There were about 6,000 residents in the district along the river. All of them died. No, believe it or not, 3 people survived. One of them was in the basement of this building. It has been preserved just like it was 80 years ago. The guy's name was Nomura Eizo, who was only 180 years away from where a bomb exploded. After being rescued, he suffered from nuclear-related symptoms like bleeding from gums and extremely high fever. It was a miracle that he was exposed to experimental radiation when he was 47 years old and died at 84. He lived 37 years after the tragedy. This building is called Rest House, where tourists can enjoy the nice souvenir shop and cafe. Common mistake number 6. Don't underestimate Hiroshima. Why did they drop the first A-bomb on Hiroshima? Why not in Tokyo or Osaka? By the summer of 1945, both Tokyo and Osaka were no longer good air raid targets after multiple bombing campaigns. Hiroshima has been a major city. It has been the largest city in Chugoku region, which is located between Osaka and Kyushu. It's home to the heavy industry. Hiroshima was well known as a military capital with the largest naval port in Asia. The US Air Force didn't bomb this important city like other candidate cities. People had no idea the reason why until the day came. Surprisingly, no one was sure which city to drop the first A-bomb in the history of humankind, just a few hours before it was dropped. Before the B-29 bomber, 3 weather planes were flying over Nagasaki, Kokura, and Hiroshima respectively. They reported that Hiroshima had a clear sky, which became fate. 3 days later, the second one on Nagasaki, and the third one was probably on Niigata, Kokura, or Kyoto. Anyway, the war was over. Common mistake number 7. It's not a tourist attraction. What's going on there? It looks like a firework. No, floating lanterns. On the night of the anniversary, people float 8,000 lanterns on the water. This is a religious ritual, not an attraction. People believe that the spirits of the dead came back home in summer and they need to go back again where the spirits came from. To guide them in the right direction, people light a lantern so that the spirits can easily follow. 80 years ago, tens of thousands of people dived into the river to escape from the horrible heat wave. Their clothes was almost gone in the heat and also their skins. Anyway, they didn't have a chance to make it because if a person loses 30% of the skin, they are likely to die. The river was filled with thousands of bodies, dead bodies. It's a very spiritual and mysterious event. Don't be too excited like when you were at Friday night party. It's actually a sad event to send off the spirits of ancestors and families. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.